Hi there, this is Ken Bush of Material Intelligence, and welcome to part 5 of the presentation, Composite Wood-Based Decorative Surfaces. We're going to be covering three-dimensional laminate, or 3DL. This presentation is made possible by Arauco Prism. Prism is a brand of thermally fused laminate. Arauco is a producer of TFL panels as well as raw panels. Nova Solutions, a producer of 3D laminates, as well as other materials for the interior design markets. Wilson Art, a producer of high-pressure laminate, as well as thermally fused laminates. And Olan, a producer of decorative lightweight papers and foils. This presentation was created by Ken Bush of Material Intelligence. You can visit our website at materialintelligence.com, and you can email me Ken, K-E-N-N, at materialintelligence.com. So the next category of materials we're talking about, three-dimensional laminate. Basically, three-dimensional laminates are rigid thermoplastics that are heated up in a press. They become more pliable, and then they are bonded to the wood substrates. In most cases, it's MDF because you need a very smooth surface for 3D laminate. Otherwise, it will telegraph any minor surface imperfections. What we're looking at here is a bedside table top for healthcare with a spill channel. Now, that spill channel was machined into the sheet of MDF. The thermoplastic overlay, the 3D laminate, was heated up and then either membrane pressed onto the panel, which means a bladder above the heated sheet of thermoplastic is inflated and pushes it down onto and into all the details machined into a panel, or a vacuum is created below the panel that sucks the thermoplastic sheet down and again into all the machined details, and you can see also around the radius edges and corners. 3DL is the only material we're talking about that can actually surface 5 of 6 sides of a panel, so everything essentially except for the back of the panel, in one processing step. So again, very efficiently produced as far as creating a finished panel as it comes out of the press. And you do need a specialized press for this. They are not that huge or that expensive, but it is definitely not something you can fabricate like this in the field. Pretty much any city of any size has a 3D laminate processor. You'll find them mostly creating kitchen cabinet doors. It's a very big market for 3DL components like this. So why use 3D laminate? This is another 3DL that has an updated texture, and you can see that it is pretty much aligned with the printed design. That's a very hard thing to do with 3D laminates because the design is imparted by a rolling, an embossed roller rather than a flat steel plate. But 3DLs give you the soft edges that can mimic solid wood, stone, or even solid surface and machined metals. No other material can do that. The sealed edges seal the panel against moisture and bacteria, which makes them a very popular choice for healthcare and education settings. You can keep them very clean, and you don't have any water buildup in any seams. And things like blood and other fluids are not able to sort of get deposited in the seams and create health hazards. You can also create unusual shapes that you can't get in any other kind of material by using 3D laminates in a MDF core. So this is an office, a home office setting where 3DL has been used on the cabinet doors, and you can see a post-formed high-pressure laminate on the worktops in a matching pattern. Now, this picture is probably 10 years old, so it might not be the most current pattern, but you can even see the stiles and rails of glass doors are 3D laminate. That's how you get that detail, and the glass just drops in. Basically, you would put that frame into the 3D laminate press, press the material into it, and then cut out the middle. The backs of those 3D laminated panels are generally a TFL. Should be in a matching pattern. Aren't always, but you can get matching TFL backs so that when you open a cabinet door like that, you're seeing the same pattern on the inside and out, even though it is made from 2 distinctly different materials. So here's an example, kind of a leather design in a 3D laminate on a cabinet door. Gives you an idea of sort of the tight corners you can get. It doesn't always, the panels don't always have to have an interior cutout or any crazy details like that. It can be kind of standard, but again, because this material makes for such efficiently processed components, sometimes it just makes sense to do them. And again, you got a seamless front here, seamless top and edges. So if this was used in a healthcare setting, it would be easy to clean, very compatible with that type of application. This is a 3D laminate over larger format wall panels. Those are solid sheets of MDF and then MDF accents that have been glued to it and then pressed in a large format 3DL press. Depending on the material you're using, there are some limitations to the height you can press. Depends on the material and the capacity of the press. And it's also great for pest control. No, that's actually a joke. This is a company that just likes to show off what their materials can do by throwing random things into the press on top of the MDF core. In this case, it's a plastic lizard. The same company actually shows images of, or actually shows samples of blue jeans or tennis shoes that have been pressed on top of a composite wood core. And the detail, the resolution of the material is such that you can read the Levi's logo in the buttons on the jeans. So it's a material that requires a very fine surface because it will telegraph every imperfection. But after installation, it's very durable. It's used in many high-wear applications. Healthcare being one. You can see the interior cutout here for the trash receptacle in this exam office. The interior edges of that cutout are completely sealed with the 3D laminate. And again, that was processed, and then the cutout was sliced out after it comes out of the press, and you get still a perfect seal between the 3DL and the TFL back. You can also see the door handle indents here. There are some companies that have been producing integrated door pulls out of just the details machined into the MDF core, so no extra hardware is added. The 3DL is able to wrap around all of the machine details, and it's literally a seamless integrated door pull. This is a larger sort of coffee table example of what 3DL can do. Basically nothing fancy about the interior, but a big, beautiful edge around all the sides of this sort of surfboard-shaped tabletop. So where is it used? I mentioned healthcare. That's a great big market and a growing market for 3D laminate materials. We saw bedside tabletop, but any place that you want to make sure that bacteria or fluids can't find purchase, and that you want to clean regularly with fairly harsh cleaners, you can get different grades of 3D laminate. Some of them are highly resistant to very strong cleaning chemicals. So work with your supplier to make sure your expectations are met as far as how your projects are going to be maintained. Cabinet doors and drawer fronts. This is where sort of 3D laminate really got its start in the kitchen cabinet world. Beautiful seamless kitchen cabinet doors. Again, worktops, tabletops, transaction counters. Best Buy, the electronics retailer, has used 3D laminates on their cash counters for years. And I've heard they just made another order using an upgraded version of a 3DL material. Retail display shelves, 3DL is popular for that because you can create the soft edges and corners. You don't want a whole lot of sharp edges for people to bump their heads on. Some of those hard seams on sharp cornered retail shelves can delaminate if you hit them enough with a shopping cart. 3D laminate edges and corners there create more durable fixtures in the retail industry. Closet and storage systems, back to the California closets type project. 3DL is used to create some of the upgraded doors for those systems, so it's not just a flat four-corner door. And commercial signage, you can carve logos or wayfinding messages into MDF and then laminate it with 3DL, and you got kind of a unique sign. Thank you for watching part 5. Please stay tuned for the final part, part 6, where we're going to talk about decorative foils and lightweight papers, and we're going to review the materials that we've talked about in this presentation.